This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the morning of Friday, December 27th, 2024. I'm Alex Brown. South Lake Mall first opened its doors in September 1974 at a time of change in Northwest Indiana's retail landscape. 50 years later, Hobart Mayor Josh Huddleston says the mall's leaders appear to be doing a good job in keeping the facility relevant as a destination amid changing shopping habits and more competition.
I think that's what we're going to see retail in the future is people are looking for an experience, and I think you can get that here at South Lake Mall. They're constantly being innovative.
He says it's very important that the mall stays occupied and viable, not just for the city's finances, but also for its plans for the future. Indianapolis-based process control and industrial combustion company Loy Instrument is under new ownership. The company has been acquired by Houston-based Relevant Industrial, though financial terms of the deal were not disclosed. Relevant did not specify how many Loy Instrument employees were joining the company through the acquisition. Damien Center in Indianapolis has received an $800,000 grant from the Indiana Family and Social Services Administration to expand its mental health and substance use disorder treatment services for members of the LGBTQ+ community. The 4-year grant will fund 2 full-time licensed mental health therapists and group therapy programs. Damien Center said one therapist will provide in-person counseling at the center's headquarters on the Near East Side of Indianapolis, while the second therapist will provide remote care via telehealth. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
Noblesville-based developer and sports complex operator Card & Associates Athletic Facilities is planning the second phase of its 95-acre Hickory Junction development in Lebanon. IIB's Marek Mazurek has more.
Lebanon Planning Director Ben Bontrager told members of the City Council last month that the developer is making plans for 456 housing units and 64,000 square feet of commercial, office, and retail space at Hickory Junction, east of the $31 million Farmers Bank Fieldhouse, which opened in February as part of the development's first phase of construction. Bontrager said the second phase could feature 288 apartments and 168 single-family houses. Office and retail buildings would be built along Interstate 65, and residential buildings would be built to the south. Card & Associates owns the land at Hickory Junction and plans to sell property to developers who want to build at the location in Lebanon. The 200,000 square foot Farmers Bank Fieldhouse on State Road 39 features 8 basketball courts, 12 pickleball courts, 1 turf field, and pitching and hitting tunnels. Sports offered at the facility include baseball, basketball, football, pickleball, soccer, and softball. There are also plans to add golf simulators and a weight room. Card & Associates expects the Fieldhouse to attract 100,000 visitors per month starting in 2025. Hickory Junction is also estimated to have a $75 million annual economic impact, with 35,000 hotel room bookings and 1.5 million visitors per year. I'm Marek Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Sales rose this year during the holiday shopping season, even as Americans wrestled with elevated prices for many groceries and other necessities, according to new data. Holiday sales from the beginning of November through Christmas Eve climbed 3.8%, outpacing the 3.1% increase from a year earlier. That's according to MasterCard Spending Pulse, which tracks all kinds of payments, including cash and debit cards. The last 5 days of the season accounted for 10% of the spending. This year, retailers were even more under the gun to get shoppers in to buy early and in bulk, since there were 5 fewer days between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Michelle Meyer, chief economist at MasterCard Economics Institute, said the holiday shopping season revealed a consumer who is willing and able to spend, but driven by a search for value, as seen by concentrated online spending during the biggest promotional periods. Check out the latest episode of the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.